not, but you worked with us in one of the projects in MP, uh, Jabalpur, Gwalior, water demand management.
I forgot
On
about
that. It was
I had
almost
I had a very long association.
yeah, true. With Terry.
Yeah.
Great to see you.
I think Mr. Singh from Australia is still in regular contact with me.
Oh, great.
So, a very good morning, everyone. And I think we should start the program now. And good morning to all our participants, our experts who are here with us for this program today, which we have kept for a 2 days training program on urban water management. When we thought about this topic, we thought we should concern and connect with our experts, and I'm glad that they have agreed to take up sessions on various important parts of components of urban water management, which we will be hearing from them for the in the next 2 days, like today and tomorrow. And we have expert panel. We have 5 speakers with us who will be talking and sharing their insights on various components of urban water management. But before we start, I would also like to tell our expert panelists that I'm glad to share that we do have participants from almost 15 countries with us today. And even from India, if I talk about, here also the participants are from Jammu and Kashmir to Pondicherry to Rajasthan to Assam. So I'm glad that the participants are from various different regions, and we hope that through your insights they'll get certain informative sessions and lectures on urban water management. So on this note, I would like to start and welcome all our expert speakers first. We have with us Mr. Tyagi, R.S. Tyagi, who is former member Delhi Jal Board. We have with us Mr. Anshuman, who is Associate Director Terry. We also have with us Mr. Thippeswamy, who is former engineer in chief from Bangalore Water Supply and Sewerage Board. We also have with us Mr. Manish Gandhi for sharing his insight on the industry perspective with us, the new technologies and the updates about the technologies. So before we formally get into the overall training program, as I said, that we do have participants from across 15 countries. So I would also like to take this opportunity and share, a brief profile of Water Digest, what we do, who we are, and how come this training program. So I'll just take a few minutes and I'll run through a short profile of Water Digest with everyone. I hope the screen is visible.
It is, yes.
Okay. So, with Water Digest, I'll say that we are in existence since 2006. It's been 15 years that Water Digest has been working tirelessly towards water conservation, spreading awareness on critical issues pertaining to water. We have the stalwarts of water industry with us, and some of them, they are already here today for this training program, like Mr. Tyagi and Mr. Anshuman. And we also have been doing our annual water awards, which is the recognition which we have started for the entire industry. And we cover different segments, right, from the industry to the NGOs, to the individuals, to the youth. So maybe I look forward to the participation of the attendees also in the upcoming water awards, which will be posting soon. So you'll be hearing more about the awards and other details shortly through our social media. We are also conducting a lot of training programs and conclaves through our vertical, which is Water Digest Knowledge Exchange Forum. These are some of the verticals which Water Digest has, like the magazine, the Blue Pages, Knowledge Exchange Forum, wherein we are also conducting education and training programs, and the awards. So these are some of the glimpses of the work which we have done in past 15 years. This is one of the initiatives of Swachh Jal Swachh Bharat. This is with the state government, the Maharashtra government, Maharashtra Jal Jagrati. We have been partnered with the Ministry of Jal Shakti, the wing of Government of India, which works exclusively for water in India. And we did this India Water Week. We've been partnering with them for past 5 years. We've also been conducting programs with various states, like I said. This is another one from Chhattisgarh, and many more in the series. We also do our Water Awards, which is annual property of Water Digest, and we will be hosting them virtually soon, maybe by the end of this month or maybe in the first week of November. So these are the glimpses of award ceremony last year. And these are some of the work areas which we've been doing. We've been supporting not only the conference at national level, we are also present, we have a global presence. And so these are some of the conferences which we have been supporting, like Singapore International Water Week, Aquatech Amsterdam International Water Week. These are some of the Quebec visits. And today we are on our, for the training program, which is on urban water management. So before we formally, like I said, get into the training program, the sessions, the technical session, I request our esteemed speakers to kindly share their insights and also what do we expect during this course of training program. So in the series, I would like to request Mr. R.S. Tyagi to please share his insight. As I said, Mr. R.S. Tyagi is the former member of Delhi Jail Board, and he has an experience of, say, almost 30 years and plus. He is an MBA with a civil engineering degree with him, and also an expert on various, and he is present on various technical committees and also supporting an important committee of smart city and monitoring on engineering. So I request Mr. Tyagi to please share your insight.
Good morning, Anupama and the entire Water Digest team. I should like to congratulate to all the entire team of Water Digest to initiate this training program on water sector, which is comprised of the water sources, how to prevent the water sources from the contaminations, how to convey the raw water from one place to another place, the best management practices adopted in the water sector, and its management and operation maintenance. So I was having the opportunity to be part of this training program, but unfortunately I met with the COVID-19 pandemic and remained 12 days in the hospital and 7 days in home quarantine. So I am recovering fast. But of course, I would like to share my experience as a patient in the hospital and what would be the impact of this COVID on the water sector. So when I was lying on the bed in the COVID ward, so I was thinking about the what precautions the hospitals are not taking care of, what they are not thinking of this about the impact of water or impact of COVID on the water sector and the sewerage sector. I just asked the doctor that you are very worried about the patient, but you are not worried about the healthy persons also. Because every COVID patient is using bathroom. They are washing their hands, they are using sanitizer, they are going to shed, they are taking baths, and they are just washed. They're just throwing away their all the waste from your washroom to the sewerage network, and it is being discharged on the sewage treatment plant and the sewage system and the water bodies without treatment after the hospitals. So their answer was that we are worried about the patient, not about the handling of the sewage. So it was a pity on their part and the management of the hospitals. And then I did discuss with the managers of the hospitals that you are making the profit out of the COVID patients. Why are you not thinking about the impact of your discharge from the hospitals on the other who are the healthy one? On one side, we are talking about the protection of our water resources from the contamination, and it is the highly contaminated sewage which is flowing out of the hospitals, and it is not being maintained, it is not being properly treated by you. And then what would be the fate? So he simply said that because we are following the central government guidelines, we are following the state government guidelines, and nobody has told us how to handle the waste of the hospitals from the COVID. So it was really a concern for me, and I would like to request Water Digest to become this a topic for the future training program, and how to handle the discharge of the COVID ward, which is going to the our water bodies. Though it came to my mind that, of course, when we use this water for drinking purpose, we do use the disinfection. We use ultraviolet rays. We use this the chlorination. We do all types of the disinfection. But is it some study has been conducted that whether this COVID virus can be killed through disinfection, or will it not affect the others or animals or the human who are using directly water from the water sources which has been contaminated on account of the discharge from the hospitals. So this was my concern, apart from the other concerns that our water resources are not being contaminated. In the glass, even in the metro cities, the sewage is not being treated 100%. In the metro cities, they are treating on an average 55 to 60% of the sewage, and the remaining part of the sewage is going untreated into the water bodies and polluting the water bodies. Of course, we are already running short of the water, the raw water in the on the surface in the ground, but we are not concerned. We are not worried about the protection of this groundwater and the surface water being contaminated by the other sources, by the lack of the carelessness, or you can say the carelessness of the government and the other bodies. So with these, I would like to close my the comments on the water sector. Because of course I am feeling some weakness due to this COVID, and that I am recovering very fast due to my willpower, due to the blessings of my friends, or due to the prayer of my friends and the colleagues. So I would like to thank again the organizer of Water Digest to become my to invite me as a participant, as a panelist. Thank you so much, Anukumarji, and thank you, and best of luck for the successful completion of this training program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tyagi sir. It was an honor to have you with us, despite of the fact that we know that you got discharged yesterday itself. And to all the participants, that was another reason that we had to postpone this training program, because we were wanting sir to be part of this. And we are thankful to him that he could still be part of this and could share his insights. So thank you so much, sir, and we wish you a speedy recovery.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. With these words, I would like to invite our next speaker, Mr. Anshuman. And Mr. Anshuman, he is the one who had been supporting Water Digest since long, and with his technical inputs. An MTech in Energy and Environmental Management from IIT Delhi brings along more than 2 decades of experience with him. And his area of expertise lies in integrated water resource management, which is again one of the key areas today when we talk about urban water management. He also has his expertise in the water efficiency, water auditing, water quality and quantity assessment, where several comprehensive research studies have been taken up by him. He's not only talking about the source part, but He's also working across sectors like irrigation, domestic and industrial, and he's working with various stakeholders, central, state, and various local communities as well. He's an esteemed member of various technical committees like the BIS for water quality for industrial processes, deployment of water technologies under CSIR, and many more. He's also executed many projects on ground. And with these words, I request Mr. Anshuman to please share your insight. I know that we will be hearing a lot from you tomorrow in the session, but today I request you to please share your insight. Thank you.
Thank you, Anupati. Thank you, Anupati, for your kind introduction and also inviting me to the training program. Also, let me first also commend Mr. Tyagi to have come, after just getting discharged yesterday. It's quite brave of him to come over here. So I also wish Mr. Tyagi a speedy recovery. Good morning, everyone. The topic that I'm covering tomorrow is related to largely the water demand management perspective, especially in the context of urban water management. See, we're living in a region, specifically, for example, the South Asian region, which has almost 1/4 of the world's population, but just around 4.5% of the world resources, water resources. So the demand, which is very high versus the availability, which is quite less, is a very typical challenge that this region is facing. And it is therefore quite a challenge for almost every sector to see how we are actually having the availability of water secured for us. But I think having said that, especially in the context of cities, the typical challenge that is in the current context is not really, I would say, of let's say, the supply side of it. I mean, it is there in some of the cases for sure. But the opportunities in India, specifically from the context of cities and urban local bodies, lies in the water demand management, which essentially, reflects on what is the kind of water that we are having, using, and how efficiently we are using that. The typical, scenario that you will see across, and I know we have with us, people who have that experience of managing water in the cities itself. They would agree to me that even as of today, we are not really very efficient in terms of our water service delivery. A lot of water that we procure after, certain amount of cost of treatment, we are actually ending up in actually wasting them in the form of leakage losses and also leading to the non-revenue water, which is essentially also a big challenge for the urban local water bodies. So there is a typical mix of service delivery expectation, which actually is falling short in the current time, which links to, for example, the non-revenue water, which includes the leakage losses, the amount of water which is actually not accounted for which we are not able to get complete cost recovery, etc., etc. But also the actual service actually of the water supply. For example, what is the water supply coverage per capita? The amount of metering, the kind of water quality that we are supplying to. And not to mention the least, of course, is the most important part, I would say, also in addition to these, is the wastewater handling, which actually is also, I would say, an opportunity in the current context of not only treating them to the required norms, but also moving towards a paradigm shift towards recycle and reuse of the wastewater. So these are the combination of topics that I will be really covering tomorrow. To not only throw light on the insights of where we are, but also how do we, address those challenges, and what are the key insights of, management and technical details of how we can address these kind of challenges. I'll be also talking about our experiences through some case studies of the cities that we have conducted, sort of water demand management studies, some of which Mr. Tippasamy had been part of as well. But largely reflecting on the typical challenges of the urban water service delivery, and as well as what are the kind of potential opportunities, not only from the perspective of these parameters, but also what are the future perspectives of urban water management as a whole. So it will be very interesting to interact with a wide range of audience that Ms. Anupama, you mentioned about from different countries. Not only will share, the sort of insights and the perspectives of urban water management, but also possibly will hear the kinds of challenges that they face in different parts of the world. So it will be very interesting. I'm looking forward to the interaction tomorrow. And once again, thank you to Water Digest to have me on board for this.
Thank you, Anshuman ji. And we also look forward to hearing from your side tomorrow and look forward to an interactive session. And thank you so much. So next, I would like to invite Mr. Manish Gandhi. And when we are talking about the expertise, we thought it would be great if we invite someone who is on ground implementing various technologies and will be able to share the practical knowledge of these technologies, how they work in Indian scenario and also globally. Because the person whom we have called he represents a company which has global presence. We have with us Mr. Manish Gandhi, Senior Vice President, Infrastructure Business, North and East Operation, Ion Exchange Limited with us. Manish ji, I'll be happy if you can share your insights and what you'll be covering tomorrow for the training program. Hello, Manish ji. I think he's not there, or maybe some problem and he's not able to join in. So anyways, we look forward to inviting Manish ji tomorrow as well and hear from him about the work they are doing and how they are implementing, what kind of technologies they are implementing, what are the challenges being faced on ground when such technologies are implemented. And next, I would like to invite our last speaker, rather the main speaker today, who will be taking a further session for today's training program. And I invite Mr. Tippaswamy. And before I invite him, I would like to introduce you, sir. Just allow me a second. So we have with us Mr. M.N. Tippaswamy, who is the former Engineer-in-Chief from Bangalore Water Supply and Sewerage Board, a BTech in Engineering and a post-graduation in Environmental Engineering, and he brings along almost 5 decades of experience in the water segment specifically, and that too in the urban management side, as he has been serving one of the key utilities, the Bangalore Water Supply Sewerage Board. Those who are from India, they know it very well. Bangalore Water Supply Sewerage Board was pioneering in developing and installing the sewage treatment plants. And also, Mr. Tippaswamy has guided various, technical committees through various important works pertaining to urban water management. He has also been heading the Kaveri project, which is one of the pioneering projects when we talk about India specifically, but certainly he has an experience of working with various projects globally. So I'm sure with his insight, this program will be an interesting and informative one. On these notes, I would like to welcome Mr. Tippaswamy for your address today. And eventually, I'll leave this entire training program for you to head, sir. So I welcome Tippaswamy, sir. Please, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Could you hear me? Could you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. First of all, I thank Ms. Anupama and Ms. Neha and Ms. Fazal for having invited me to share my experience in terms of urban water management. Particularly, so I also, I pray God to Yagi to recover very fast and let him come and work on our water sector and improve our scenario of water supply in Delhi and other part of India. So what I want to share here is that urban water supply management is of a very